Welcome, Hayfield Hogs. My name is Mr. Hong, school counselor representing the Washington Subschool. Today, I'm going to provide you with a quick and easy tutorial on how to compose a proper email. First, you will need to access an email program. For those of you using the school laptop, go ahead and open up your browser of choice. And then you're going to want to go to gmail.google.com. Once you land on the Gmail site, enter in your email. FCPS students have access to a school account, which is your student ID at fcpsschools.net. And for many others, you're going to be using your personal email address. Once you're in the program, you'll notice at the very top left the word compose. This is how you are going to start an email that you wish to send to your teacher or professional adult. So go ahead and click compose, and you'll see this window pop up. And the very first line you're going to see is the word to. This is who you wish to send an email to. Let's go ahead and pretend your teacher is Mr. Hong, so G-O-H-O-N-G at fcps.edu. Okay, so we're going to come down one more line and you'll see the word subject. This is what the email is about. It's typically about 2 to 5 words in length, and remember, this is the very first thing that your teacher is going to see and read. So this is what's going to tell them, hey, I'm emailing you about, and that's where you're going to put your subject. And then when you come down one more line, this is the body of the email. This is where you're going to type in your questions, your celebrations, things that you want to share with the teacher. Could be something maybe of concern. Real quick, I'm going to combine a few lines that I've taken from a sample email that a student sent to me, a couple lines that were sent to a teacher, kind of merge them together. Finish the email, so I'm going to hit send. And so let's pretend that I am the teacher. Remember I told you the subject line is the very first thing that I see. Yo, yo. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And I see it's from extracrispyleet@gmail.com. And let's go ahead and read this email together. Super Mr. Han, I'ma stop by after school. I don't know what I'm doing for the tests, and you don't make no sense. I need a good grade. I'm waiting for you now outside your room. Please answer my email now! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Signed off, Extra Crispy. What are some suggestions you could possibly make to improve this email? So take a few seconds, see what are some alterations you can make, some improvements, make some mental notes. The very first thing we're going to start with is the name. We want to make sure it's your actual name, email address, extracrispyleet@gmail.com. I cannot stress enough, seniors, juniors, especially when you're sending emails off to scholarship foundations, college admissions, they will see this and they may think this is very unprofessional. That is something that you do not want to have on the back of their mind when they're reviewing your application. So again, something to be mindful of. You want to use possibly the initials of your name or, a full name, just whatever you feel most comfortable with. But again, it's got to be professional. The next thing that we want to highlight is the greeting. One, I'm not sure what super really meant. Again, they could have been saying sup. Again, not very professional, especially if you're sending it to someone you don't really know. And the second part of that piece is the name, who you're sending it to. Mr. Han, that is not my name. I like that name, it's cool, but I am not a Mr. Han. Again, it's Mr. Hong. Make sure you get the teacher's name correct, or the person who you're sending it to. Make sure those names are correct, spelled correctly. If you're not quite sure what the spelling is, go to your syllabus or your Blackboard, or even look on your schedule. You want to make sure you've got that correct. Moving to the next part, all caps. Right off the bat, very aggressive, very unprofessional. Avoid all caps unless you're just excited and sharing something that you're super ecstatic about to a teacher or someone that you know. And then the second thing I noticed from that line right there, I'ma stop by, right? So I'ma just say, I would like to stop by. And then you've got one thing lowercase, and then the next part capped. And then if you keep going, there's punctuations, commas, I'm not sure why that's there. And then you say, I don't know what is misspelled, test, right? I'm assuming this is test, it says test. And again, lowercase here, please answer my email now, very aggressive. And then the next thing you really see is there's not a whole lot of details here, right? It's just almost like the student was just kind of sharing their frustration and then barking orders at the teacher. And then they sign off. Again, no idea who this is. There's no student ID. There's no real name. Can't really help, I mean, I'll respond and be like, who is this? So, but again, those are just some of the things to highlight, things that could be improved. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and transition now to composing a professional email. And once again, once we land inside the Gmail account, I'm going to go ahead and hit compose, and let's go ahead and begin. So we're going to go ahead and check this email as if I'm the teacher. Right off the bat, I see the subject line says concern about my grade. Now I know that the student of mine is a little worried, so I want to check that email out. So I click it. Now I know it's from the student. Hello, Mr. Hong. My name is Sam Crisp, and I am in your 6th period geometry class. I am worried about the Chapter 3 test next week. I really want to understand what you teach and do well, but I am struggling. May I please come see you for help after school this Wednesday? That is the only time I can stay because of the bus. Also, do you know a good tutor that meets on weekends? Or have any extra study guides I can work on to better prepare for your tests? Thank you so much for your help, Sam. And they left me an ID number. So, right off the bat, very professional, proper greeting. They've got my name correct, they stated who they are, and they state which period and which class. They specify what it is that they're concerned about, right? So the Chapter 3 test. And they're very professional, they're very polite. They don't say, you stink at teaching. They just, right off the bat, they say, I really want to understand what you teach and do well on that, but I'm struggling. In essence, they're just saying, I don't get it. I don't know what you're teaching. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm willing to work through that. They are very polite. They ask, when can I come in? Remember in the email before, they're just like, hey, I'm here. Where are you? Answer my email. Also, they're asking for a tutor, and they're also asking for extra resources, right? Extra test study guides. These are the things that we encourage our students to do, to type up in their email, or even see the teacher in person, right? We encourage you to go and self-advocate and say, hey, you know what? These are the things I'm struggling with. I do need help with it. And again, just a very proper way to conclude your email. Just thank them for their time, their help, and I know who you are, you're Sam, and an ID number. So that helps teachers and counselors look you up in the system, especially if they don't know you as well. Again, this is an example of a professional email and an appropriate email. Okay, so in conclusion, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate you sitting through what I hope was a very valuable lesson on composing emails. And I'd say I challenge you to compose at least one email this week to either your counselor or your teacher, especially if you've never emailed them before. I think this will be a good time to start. Remember, again, keep it professional and just go from there. The open communication, you'd be surprised how much that'll really lead you down a path of great success. So thank you so much, and I'll see you at the next tutorial.